I'm afraid I can't really answer that question, because I try to make sure that my views and ideas are steeped in reality as much as possible. And unfortunately, the texts and scriptures of ancient religions will always exist in some form or another. And given the numbers of people who follow them, there will always be people who do. I don't see the world or people through the lens of a single issue. Many people view everything through the lens of religious, or politics, or racism, or sexism, or class, or economics. And in some cases that may be useful, but for the most part, it's a very simplistic way of thinking. Far too simplistic for me. Ultimately, almost everything in some way or another will be a factor, and that could be a positive or a negative one. People have, and always will, find a way to hate each other for no good reason. And they will always find a way to rationalise or justify their actions against what they consider to be their enemy. After all, John Lennon was shot by a guy who deliberately misinterpreted a book to justify his own failings as a human being, and that book was definitely not the Bible or the Quran. I've lived my whole life without any need or use or desire for a religion or any strict form of dogma that is considered sacred or holy, and that's not a choice that was forced upon me. It's not a choice that I was indoctrinated into or taught to have. It's one that I made of my own free will. I've always been taught that I should just do what I think is right. I like to treat people on an individual basis and withhold any prejudice or judgment about any individual until I've got to well them know enough in order to do so. I could still be wrong, but I try my best. Making judgments is a human instinct, and it's unavoidable, but it's always best to make sure you've got enough facts to support any judgment you make, and if you don't, you should hold off. Everybody that I've ever met believes in something that I do not believe in, holds to a value that I consider to be unimportant, or has opinions that I disagree with or think are completely wrong. And I'm sure everybody watching this, or everybody who's ever met me, feels the same way about myself. At the end of the day, I, like almost everyone else on the planet, and everyone else who has ever and will ever lived, I'm just doing my best to do the right thing, whatever that may be, in my life, and trying to use my limited knowledge and very fragile mind to figure out exactly what that is. I don't care if you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew or an atheist or not, or all of the above or neither. You can believe in anything that you want to. And I'm sure, just like me, your beliefs are based on your own experience and understanding, but we could still both be wrong. At the end of the day, I've learned that it's best never to take these things too seriously, because we're all pretty much just as lost and confused as each other. So when I mock an idea, a belief, a value, or an opinion that you hold to very dearly and that is important to you, I understand and accept that you won't like it, and I would never demand that you have to. But you need to realise that it's not a personal attack on you or anyone else, because I don't play favourites, and I've mocked and ridiculed as much as I can on all sides and when I've seen appropriate, with the same force that I've mocked everyone else. Because in many ways, in fact in most ways, all of us around here are as badly behaved, stupid, ignorant, irrational and desperate as each other to find the truth. I hope this clears things up for you. Good night, and God bless.